So, where we left off last time, you were on the boat heading towards your next destination, downstreams, and you had and it's currently like around like noon time, as you can see the city of Hildasos kind of is in view and kind of approaching it. Currently. A captain on the ship kind of shouts out. Oh, we're docking in Hildasos any minute now. Get your belongings together.
I guess we'd do that then.
Indeed.
You prepare yourself for landfall. And the ship comes to a halt in the kind of loading harbor kind of area. It's not like a full-blown port, it's more kind of just a loading area. Well, pleasure having you on board, and safe travels to you.
You too.
And as you kind of step off the boat, you're greeted by a very kind of tranquil feeling of it's a very kind of foresty village, yet you can clearly see kind of that there is like this kind of almost natural defense, because where the coastline kind of bulges in, you can almost see on the horizon to the other side of the land bridge, and you can see that this is a very naturally defendable area with kind of cliffs kind of giving advantage to anyone on this side of the cliffs.
Okay.
It's very much a natural defensive point. What do you do as you kind of have stepped off the ship and stuff?
I guess taking the area and sort of. I mean, we were seeing coming in, I guess, but
Yeah.
some of it. So yeah. Is there any sort of? I mean, this is where the man who was securing everything was, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess in that case we'd see if we ask around and see if we can find directions to get there. Since Barb would probably already be going to the same place too.
You kind of see there's quite a lot of people. Most of them look like kind of everyday townsfolk. Kind of. Most of them you do notice are wearing crosses somewhere on them. And you can see a large kind of cathedral in the just a bit more towards the center of the city. How do you want to go about asking for directions?
I mean, for lack of anything else, just walking up to the closest person doesn't look like they're busy.
The closest person is a kind of semi-old man kind of sitting on his kind of porch in like a rocking chair.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes?
My friends and I have just arrived here in Hildassos. We heard stories that there was someone living here who was able to cure the illness that's been sweeping the western half of the continent. And we were wondering if you knew where they might be.
Oh, the illness, yes. Well, I tell you this much. Back in my day, the illnesses were so much worse.
Maybe so, but at least they could be cured. This one, as far as I'm aware, could only be cured. Nobody's discovered the cure before this one person. So.
Oh, you're talking about that young whippersnapper. Yes, he usually hangs around in the cathedral. That's where most of the people that come here recently have gone.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Yes, well, stay and listen a bit if you would be so dear. I don't get people to talk to very often. Most people kind of just walk away.
She looks a little helplessly towards Ayla. Mind going on ahead?
See, and the man kind of just completely disregards if you're actually interested or not in actually staying and listening. Well, you see, back when I was a young lad, I had these strapping outfits. I was the talk of the village back then. Oh, the great days of yore. Oh, I miss them so. Oh, me sweetheart, she was such impressed by me outfit. I was such a strapping young lad back then. But then the illness hit, and everyone I knew almost died in the plague. Oh, the gruesome days, having to walk and wade through waste and refusal in the streets. Oh, the pain and the days and the smell we should not even mention.
Candace would listen to this and just sort of keep him company as hopefully Ayla moved on and didn't. So only one of them was stuck here.
No, she's safe.
Okay, that's fine then. I guess I would have wandered off looking for rubbish then.
Would he?
Probably, okay.
So, okay, so Ari has wandered off. Ari.
Yeah.
What kind of thing would you want to look for?
I don't know. Just anything.
Well, you kind of wander around about that. Roll me a D12, yes.
Okay.
You suddenly smell a very interesting smell. It's a smell you've never really. You can feel it's familiar, but you can't really place what it's from.
Okay. I'll head towards the smell.
You head towards the smell, and you reach you reach kind of a backyard area of like one of the village's houses, and you see this kind of large pile that's covered by some kind of like, not exactly a tent, but there's kind of like wooden sticks that are holding up a cloth over it so that it doesn't get wet from rain and stuff. And there's this large pile, and you can't quite make out what it is. It looks kind of like it's a pile of dirt from where you're currently standing. You'd have to get closer to investigate.
Is it fenced off or? just walk up
There's
to
like
it.
a slight fence, wooden fence kind of around it, but it's like the kind of meh. It would not be worth like trying to stop anything other than maybe like animals.
Fair enough. I'll go and have a look.
You go to the pile you can find and roll me a d12 perception.
How many days is it?
It's noon, so it's midday and you're in the sun, so you halve your perception.
Yeah.
You do manage to discern that this entire pile is manure for the fields.
What's my stock of manure looking like? Empty. I'll grab some manure.
Okay. You grab some manure. Well then, how? Well, you grab a sizable pile of it. And it does very much reek. You would hazard a guess that it's probably been slightly rotted.
The Ballarari.
No, I know it doesn't.
Yeah. He'll just shove it in his bag and.
Yep. You shove the manure in your bag and continue about.
Yeah.
You kind of continue to look around, but you don't really find anything interesting otherwise in the village as you're looking around. You continue looking around and you don't really find anything until you kind of have noticed that you've returned back to where you met the old man before on the porch.
Yeah.
It's dark outside now.
Oh.
And Ayler and Candace is kind of half asleep, standing next to each other, listening to the old man still talking.
Oh god. What time do you arrive in the city?
Around noon.
Okay.
Yes, I'll walk back up to them and prod them.
I'd probably smell him approaching before he poked me.
Probably, yeah.
That would wake me. That would definitely wake me up.
Alright.
Hmm?
You wake up to the smell of manure.
Oh, hi Ari.
Fresh pile. Good.
Oh, good. What time? How long have we been here? And she comes right to the old man still talking. Just.
He's currently he started talking about when he was like around like 10 years old.
His eyes closed while he's talking.
Yes. He's currently talking about when he was around 30 and was getting his first when he was first like leaving the village for his first time.
Okay. If he doesn't close while he's talking, we can just walk away.
Yeah, you probably can.
Why you listen to, man? Talk nothing for hours.
Well,
Waste of time.
I felt bad for him, but I didn't think it would go on for this long.
He will forget you were even there.
I still feel bad going, but it has been hours. She'll sort of gently rock Ayla from like on the shoulder.
thinking, since it's getting late and we'll probably to rest somewhere, I would want to cast an illusory distortion
Okay.
to make him think that we're still there listening.
Okay, roll, give me a magic roll.
Yes, that's right.
You succeed in creating an illusion of still being there.
Nice.
What does the two of you do alongside the now manure-smelling Ari?
I guess head to the cathedral. We've caught up on sleep, so
You head over towards the cathedral, and you kind of, as you get closer, you see a lot more and more kind of people kind of just seemingly kind of pacing a bit restlessly around the area.
Kaz would probably just keep heading into towards like the cathedral and see if we can find an entrance to it. If they approach her then and talk to her, then she'd reply obviously, but she doesn't want to get waylaid again.
As you enter the cathedral, it's very open. There's seemingly a kind of basically what I would describe as a drop-in mass. There's a priest kind of standing at the front, kind of holding, like, talking to people, trying to calm people.
Okay. Is there's any sort of hospital segment or?
Not that you can like see specifically, but you can see that there are multiple kind of wings to the cathedral.
Okay. I suppose one of those might have something then.
Yes.
Okay. Sort of, kind of sort of keep to the back of the room and try not to distract anybody or whatever, and see if she can find anything.
We're going inside the cathedral, are we?
Yes.
Yeah. Candice is inside looking for.
Ari just waltzes in as well. What are we looking for?
I was told that the hospital would be in here somewhere, so since it's a fairly large cathedral, I figured I'd have a look around and see if I can find anything, or any hints at least.
Is anybody around?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people around. The only one who seemed to be like not just a townsperson or something like that seemed to be the priest at the front in this room.
Ari's gonna walk over to the priest.
Greetings. I can sense that you've traveled far and wide to reach us. I assume it's because a relative of yours have fallen ill as well?
Not relative, no. We come looking for hospital, yes, but not for relative.
So I assume one of your friends have fallen ill.
I can't remember.
He kind of just turns around and is, why are we here again?
We're looking for the person who invented the cure. Candice sort of.
Oh, yes. That one.
I see. You seek his guidance as well in these dark times.
I would like to see how he cures.
really not that strange. Clearly he must be using the good grace of Lady Angelica herself. He's truly a prophet of our generation.
If you say so. Is he in the hospital?
Ah, yes, he's currently still curing the ailed. Truly a saint and a martyr.
Perhaps I could help. I can cure too.
The priest kind of looks confused.
Which is sickness, yes. Sleeping.
Yes, I'm sorry, but you don't have the shred of Lady Angelica's aura about you.
I need no aura. I have tools. I kill many. I kill more. Show me.
But that can't be.
It can be what it can be.
But how? The only reason Brother Hohenheim can heal him is because of his devout following to Lady Angelica.
Maybe true for him, not true for me.
Candace gets out a book and sketches the expression on the priest's face as Ari's talking to him.
Perhaps I show you.
Come this way, and he kind of leads you towards one of the sides.
Yes.
It's still stinking good Mignol, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously.
There's a reason that he had time to talk to you, because everyone has kind of parted.
Yeah. Don't need to queue if everyone moves out of the way.
You three get led into one of the side wings where you see like multiple kind of makeshift beds kind of lined up in multiple rows and columns, with people sleeping in them, and one man kind of running about ragged among everyone.
It's the man.
Brother Hohenheim, this man says that he is capable of curing them without Lady Angelica's grace. The man kind of stops what he's doing, kind of, and takes off a pair of like golden framed glasses that he looks to be like for basically like equivalent of reading glasses, and kind of puts them in a pocket in his kind of jacket robe kind of thing. Brother Raphael, if you would be so kind to step out. The priest kind of from before kind of leaves, and you're left alone with multiple sleeping people and the one man. He's clad in a very kind of a mix of like a priest robe and a kind of more jacket often used by kind of apothecarists. His hair is kind of goldeny blonde, and he has kind of rolled up his sleeves. You can see kind of a lot of kind of slightly bags under his eyes. He's probably worked for multiple like nights.
Okay.
If you would permit me, I will show you my technique. No harm will come to them.
He kind of takes a sigh as the priest leaves and as the door is closed. You're a pharmacist, or rather, not any. You're a thaumaturge, aren't you?
Yes, you are correct.
I see. I hope you are aware that the art of thaumaturgy is still kind of frowned upon. I'd rather you don't spread that thaumaturgy is the means to cure it, or we'll simply be accused of being the ones causing it.
I care not how you wish to explain it to those who choose to believe what they wish to believe. I simply come to help.
So be it.
I shall start here then.
I'll get my tools out and get cracking.
The man kind of gets back to working as well, but he's working at a speed that seems like almost as if he's kind of panic stressing at it. Almost as if he's trying to cure more people than Ari.
Ari pays no mind to that. He just does his thing. Do you want me to do any rolls for these?
Nah, you're used enough to it at this point.
Okay. I'll just keep going until there's none left to cure, or...
You do, but roughly 2/3 of the ones that needed to be cured, he does himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he's roughly twice as fast as you at it.
Okay.
Does Candace get to see his method? Like, she knows Ari's well enough by now, but how does he do it?
What he does seems to be that he's using magic to kind of basically extract the harmful substance, it looks like. So rather than using tools, he seems to be using magic for it.
Interesting.
More taxing on the body then, I guess.
Probably, yes. He kind of, once you've finished... Well then, if you would be so intrigued, I wouldn't mind discussing this in more detail.
Sure.
Also, curfew is about to kick in. We should probably hurry.
What did he say? Curfew?
Curfew, yeah.
Oh.
Curfew.
Yes, recently some sort of monsters have been appearing after midnight in these areas.
Shadowy?
Monsters probably cause of sickness. I assume.
We don't know, it's only recently they showed up. But anyway, we better head to the quarters.
Ari puts away his things and...
If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and I'll close up this room to make sure that everyone in here is safe. Just up the stairs to the right, and then the 5th room is my chambers.
Very well.
Ari will, head up.
And he kind of begins cleaning up. Candace and Ailey, what do you do?
Is there anything we can do to help to clean up, or...?
No, not really. He kind of tells you to follow your friend.
I guess we do that then. We kind of just look around and sort of see if anything here stands out to her as she's going.
Almost everything seems to bear Angelica-related symbolism. particularly, you can see one of the largest depictions you've seen of it yet. Of a painting of kind of a silver-haired woman, kind of backlit by a starry night sky. And the woman has bright red eyes.
Ooh, interesting.
And this is kind of like just like at the like very middle of like a massive altar.
Is it the depiction of Angelica that has the red eyes, or is there just somebody there with red eyes? Sorry.
The depiction.
Okay.
After kind of standing there for a bit, the man kind of comes up to you. Oh, there we go. I see you've seen the painting.
Yes.
Well, it's not the original, but it's one of the few replicas that was made in the ancient times.
Original.
Yes, apparently there existed an original version of this painting. However, all that we have nowadays is the free replicas of it that was created, estimatedly around the time of Celestis' conception.
Where's the original then? Does anybody know, or was it destroyed? Or?
No, as far as we know, the original is somewhere else, unknown to at least those of the Ataraxian Church.
I see.
Well, as much as I'd like to appreciate Her Lady's grace as well for multiple hours, I assume we should probably head inside.
Yes.
And he kind of shows you into a chamber that's kind of is surprisingly large with multiple kind of smaller areas.
Are there books?
There is a couple of books, yes.
Okay. Not like a shelf, just a couple of them.
No, there is like a bookshelf with books in it.
Kenneth immediately goes over to the bookshelf and sees if there's anything on there that isn't in the archive.
Almost all of it is poetry or literature or factual recollections, etc., memoirs, etc. Everything is basically related to the High Goddess Angelica, or tributes to High Goddess Angelica.
Would a lot of this have been in the archive due to its magic relation, or would that be...
Some of it, but not all of it. Like, all the like tributes to her wouldn't be. So the majority of this wouldn't be something that's in the library. Because it's mostly just singing praises to Lady Angelica.
Okay. Never mind, so nothing of big importance then. Okay, she just studies the bookshelf for a bit then while the others are looking around.
He kind of heads towards the kitchen area. If you don't mind, would you bother if I asked you if you are perhaps partial to tea?
I wouldn't say no to tea.
Nor would I.
Yes.
Well then, would you prefer Argendan or Celestian?
I don't think
I
I've ever
have no
had...
preference.
I'm not sure I've ever had Celestian, so I don't know the difference. But I'm more used to Argendum, so I'll have some of that, I think.
I see. And he kind of goes about in the kitchen brewing up cups, and he comes back to it like a tray with 4 cups on it. And he kind of takes one that's closest to where his hand is when he puts down the tray, and sits down in his couch.
Is there somewhere for the 3 of us to sit, or?
Yeah, there's like a table with like couches around it.
Okay.
Tyler picks up a cup and, keeps standing.
Yeah. Candace would, once she's done looking at the bookshelf, she'll grab one and probably sit down as well.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order. Would you mind if I bothered you 3 for yours first?
Of course. I am Candace Kitch.
Hey,
He kind of looks over at Ayler.
Yes?
And your name?
Hi.
He takes a sip. There are traces of Boreas in here. And he points over to Candace with his cup.
She nods. Yes, I was adopted at a young age, but I learned I was during my pilgrimage. I found I was part of one of Boreas's lines.
I see. A lawmonger.
You could say that. She sort of pats her journal.
He kind of looks in a kind of uninterested way. However, you have the traces of the good lady herself. Truly, you must be a talented individual of greatness.
Not really.
No, truly, no need to be so humble. All who are blessed with Lady Angelica's grace are some of the most talented and skilled individuals in our nation's history. There's
Candace
never
is-
once been an Angelican follower who has not shown greatness in the times of need.
Candace is slightly affronted by this dichotomy of reactions, but doesn't say anything yet.
And despite being a thaumaturge, you lack elemental attunement, he says, looking over at Ari.
I have no need for it.
Were it not for you having been judged favorably by a fellow Angelican, I would deem you a heretic and make sure you were exiled but once, but as I assume that you have already been graced by the favor of a fellow Angelica follower, I shall deem you acceptable.
It would not be the first time my people have been exiled. No, the first time I have been exiled.
Well, mind me asking why you have come here?
We were down in Orzporth when we heard tales of that there was someone up here who was able to heal the sickness. So we decided to kind of investigate. At the same time, we were also traveling further north for other reasons, and someone that we met down in Allsporth said they'd be meeting us here as well. So, taking care of 3 things at the same time.
I see. Well, in that case, I would suggest you hurry your business tomorrow. As I mentioned, these parts aren't safe currently.
Maybe we could help.
Yes, we've had encounters with these creatures in the past, and we've managed to deal with them before.
I've heard tales of black creatures from other areas. These are not the same creatures we're dealing with.
Oh.
No. These are humanoid. Much more like our own. Their hair and eyes are mocking towards our goddess.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, the monsters in these parts are men and women whose hair turn white, their eyes glow red, and they turn feral, killing anyone in their wake.
I'm assuming you've not been able to find any sort of cure for this.
No. The only lead we have is that they only show up in these parts.
That's worrying.
I've so far managed to find a way to at least contain them and repress these feral instincts of theirs. However, some of them have been prone to relapse, so it's only a matter of time until a better solution needs to be found.
How long ago were we in Allsporth? Roughly, like a couple of weeks, or?
Since Allsporth, it's been roughly maybe 2 weeks, probably.
Okay. And how long specifically have these people been showing up for?
It would have been about just a bit over a week ago.
So it could be the work of the person behind all of this.
Yes.
We encountered someone in a white cloak who was turning people into these monsters. We saw them in Allsporth a bit over 2 weeks ago, so it's quite possible that they're behind this. But I think they'd have to be around here to be doing it, if it's continuing.
Perhaps. However, I have a strong feeling that they are indeed probably the same culprit as the one causing the sickness. Because of this, it says, and kind of pulls out a vial. And then he kind of this is liquid mana extracted from those who are afflicted. I assume you carry some of the money you extracted today, correct? And
Correct.
laboratory. If you wouldn't mind putting it there on the table in the stand, he kind of has like a little stand on the table for vials.
What colour is the vial that he's got?
It's the same color as the one you have.
Which is
The poor one, so it's transparent.
okay. Yeah, I put the bars
Should have it
I've
here.
got. Yeah.
So you see, this substance here is called let me come up with something.
You could just like retcon it in later if you can't think. We'll just pretend you said it.
Ocularis. There we go.
Hmm.
It's a substance that changes color based on the attunement of any mana it comes in contact with.
Interesting.
In other words, if I were to drip this into these vials of liquid mana, we would be probably capable of discerning what kind of attunement the person behind each of the cases have.
Suppose we would.
Well, he pours some into the first one, the one Ari has. And it's dark blue. The color of Boreas. And then he pours some into the one that he has extracted, the one that are from these kind of monsters or whatever they're called. And it's also dark blue. As far as I can deduce from this, someone of Boreas's brood is behind all of this.
Would that color only show up for a line with a strong enough attunement to be noble?
It would show up for anyone.
Anyone whose dominant attunement is Boreas.
Yes.
Okay.
The point being that the extracted mana is from Boreas bloodline.
Yeah.
Yes. Considering that new cases of these monsters have been showing up consistently, I'd assume the culprit is still in this vicinity.
Likely so.
Might be out of hands.
Well, that's really all I know about it, unfortunately.
Well, it gets us somewhere at least.
But I suppose for the time being, yeah, the night is getting late. Have you perhaps arranged accommodations beforehand?
I'm afraid not. We were rather waylaid on our way here.
I assumed as much, so I arranged for a night in training that's been helping me to escort you to a nearby inn.
Thank you.
Can't be safe enough in these times.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't mind, he might be a knight in training, but he's quite peculiar about his nobility still.
How so?
Well, considering the disappearance of the esteemed Heidel line, his family line is now the highest nobility in the country.
I see. What line would that be?
Or not even the country, if anything. It's the highest nobility line on the entire continent still.
What line would that be?
Well, the Osphorus, of course.
The main line of Ignatius. See.
That is correct. He should be arriving very soon.
Right.
Well,
You'll be off then.
yes. If you go outside, if you go down to the main hall, he should probably meet you there. However, do not go outside without an escort.
Alright. Is there any danger inside that we need to worry about, or have they not yet learned how to work doors?
Thankfully not.
Good.
Also, due to this rise in monster activity, hopefully it should be a bit safer for starting tomorrow. Considering the level of military might that they are sending over here to help deal with the situation.
Let's see.
They are sending over, as far as I've understood, actually, if you aren't from Celestis, you are perhaps not familiar with.
Probably not.
Well, it's the strongest knight in the country. But in any case, you may perhaps even chance to meet him when he arrives tomorrow.
Can I roll a d12 to see if I remember something that was discussed previously?
Yeah, roll me an academics.
Okay, that would be d12 plus 4, I think.
Yes. 8, that's a success. Yes, you remember the thing.
Would that be of the Oxenburner line?
Yes, indeed. The current Oxenburner is being sent here to help quell the situation.
I see. That would help things, I suppose. And you said earlier that the Heimdall family was absent. So, are they sworn to the Elsfrus line at the moment? Or is that a or if they are, is that only temporary?
What did you say?
Wondering if with the absence of the Heimdall line, if they've temporarily sworn themselves to the Elsfrus line.
No, they are still sworn to the non-existent Heimdall line.
Got it. Okay.
Do you make your way to the main hall then?
Yeah, I felt like anything else. Unless anyone has anything you want to ask him.
Anyone? In that case, you make your way down to the main hall. As you see, around the same time as you arrive down there, a young man, probably slightly even younger than Candace and Alir, steps in. He's carrying a far too large shield on his back. And is wearing bronze armor as is tradition of the Eosphorus line.
Ah, you must be the knight in training who was sent to greet us.
Yes. Alexius Eosphorus, Lord of the Eosphorus.
Good to meet you. What does Candice know of the Osphorus line from her readings?
They are the family line that's direct descendants of Ignatius, and due to that have been in possession of the Sword of Judgment since. Furthermore, they traditionally wear bronze armor into battle, and they have access to. They're specifically good at a unique type of magic that allows them to kind of basically increase their own speed, basically accelerating themselves speed-wise with magic.
Interesting.
Well, this way. He kind of seems a bit in thought.
Something the matter?
No, nothing. Kind of straightens his back. You notice that as he does, he kind of almost trips on his own robe.
I suppose they're rather hoping you'll grow into those clothes then.
As you approach the inn, you kind of hear a sound from nearby. Going.
Meow.
Oh. Look around.
Yeah, I can just look around too.
You can't really see anything because it's like, first off, it's dark, and secondly, you can't really see anything in particular.
Sound like a cat, right?
Yes.
How does Alexius react?
It kind of a bit on edge.
Is that a cat or is that something else?
Sounded like it. Let's
Hi,
continue.
Larry.
Alright.
Well, if we're continuing, I guess I was thinking of sort of squatting down on the ground and sort of just
Yeah.
trying
I mean, if
to,
she wants to do that, Candice would stop for her.
to see. I guess. We'll stay, you said. Okay.
Can't really see any cats nearby, no. Well, let's her inside, and I shall pay for your accommodation as I've been instructed. And he kind of reaches into a pocket. Huh? Where? He seems confused.
Maybe you're looking for something.
Yes, my money pouch is gone, it seems.
You had it with you when you arrived with us, correct?
Yes.
Then, I mean, I if we were behind him the entire time, would we have noticed anything?
Not particularly.
That's not a no.
Ari can roll perception.
Ah, okay, very dark.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ari? While everyone else was looking like around for like what the cat sound came from,
Yeah.
you noticed a robed person, kind of a very short robed person, kind of dashing in, grabbing the money pouch and then dashing out in complete silence.
Are they still visible to me, or?
They ran around the corner.
I gestured the knight in the direction that they went.
Your coin purse is that way. You have been pickpocketed.
Did you see something?
Yes.
Oh. She looks to Alexius. Should we go after it, or is it not worth the danger?
He kind of contemplates it as a voice kind of calls out. Here you go! And suddenly from on top of a roof falls the money pouch. Almost empty.
Kenneth looks up.
Standing on top of the roof is what looks to be a robed person. About the height of like... probably like a head, if not more, shorter than Candace.
Come on, that wasn't very nice, was it?
Well, you see, my master wants to drink, so I'll have to pay the bill.
Yes, but you could... And who is this master of yours?
The person, as far as you can see from their mouth, they're sticking out their tongue, kind of. Can't tell.
Sort of, Kenneth picks up the coin purse and hands it back to Alexios and sort of, was it always this light? Sort of while keeping an eye on the person above.
No, it had four gold in it.
Now it's got...
5 culp.
So, I'm sure you don't need that much money to pay for a few drinks.
No, master said she wanted the finest liquor we could find in this place, so...
She? A mischievous smile comes over Kenneth. By any chance would you mean Barbara Tenor Derringer?
No.
Oh, thank God. That was a worrying thought for a moment. Well, is there any way we can convince you to give some of it back?
Nah, because of this sickness thingy, there's no noble parties around anymore, so there's nowhere she can pickpocket drinks from anymore. And trust me, we don't want to see Master with anger because of lack of drink.
How bad does it get?
You don't want to know.
I did ask. But if you're not telling, then I suppose asking again won't change that.
Well, you'd regret knowing.
Maybe.
No, I am aware that Master has shown interest in this supposed cure, and I saw that you entered the cathedral and was talking to the doctor, so... if you share what you know, I'd be willing to potentially find another source of income.
Kenneth looks at Ari. What do you think? I mean, as far as I'm aware, it can't hurt for more people to know the cure, but
If that potentially turns into definitely, then yes, I will share.
Yay! And the person kind of jumps into the air.
did they come down again?
Yes, they just jump straight down from a 3-floor building
Okay.
and land on all 4. Well, I suppose this is the inn you're going to. And she kind of enters the door.
Kenneth looks a little bemused, but sort of, well, I should give it back at least. And
Well, I will leave you to this. I shall return to the cathedral.
do you want your money back?
No, that money was for your inn expense.
I see. This is something that's happened before. This person, have you seen them around?
No, not them particularly specifically, no.
Okay.
No. Specifically? Not specifically.
Yes, let's just say I'd rather not dig into it further. My family has experienced enough embarrassment for an entire day.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of
Oh.
hurries off.
Okay.
As you enter the inn, the robed person has already seemingly talked to the innkeeper and kind of already arranged rooms.
That's nice of you.
This way, she says, and kind of instead of taking the stairs, they just climb on like they jump up onto like the handrail of the stair and kind of balance walk up it.
And Candace follows. I guess.
As you enter a large inn room that's primarily just wooden everywhere. Well. We seem to now be alone. So, tell me what you know.
I'll demonstrate how mana's extracted on myself.
Interesting.
And just explain how it's done with the tools that I use.
I see. Well, then we're equal. By the way, I don't think I've caught your names.
I don't think I've caught yours.
She kind of removes the black robe she used to kind of hide in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath you see a young girl clad in a very vibrantly yellow outfit.
Candace flinches.
She has bright green eyes, silver hair, tail, and cat ears.
Dear. Quick question. What was Alexios's hair and eye color?
Black and orange.
Okay. Um.
Name's Flavia.
Candace.
You notice that she's carrying a rapier.
Hurry.
What's a? How does the rapier look? Like.
It's very basic. It seems to basically have been made as cheap as possible while staying durable.
Okay. Interesting.
What do you do?
Oh, we gave our names, so.
Yeah.
Sort of. So. This master of yours, I mean. I guess they send you around because you're nimble and easy to get away quickly if someone catches you stealing anything.
Oh, so my master is probably dead off drunk somewhere in a bar.
So they didn't even need the alcohol in the first place.
Oh no, they specifically wanted to try the finest one obtainable in this place. We've been traveling around Celestis, having her try every single wine available for the last month, roughly.
That's a lot of travelling for a lot of alcohol.
Well, she can at least put it away.
Well, I suppose she'd have to if she's not dead by now. From alcohol poisoning.
What use would she have of mana extraction?
Oh, she was just curious.
Let me guess, she wants some sort of hangover cure.
No, I think that's primarily why she does it to begin with.
Wait, she already extracts mana?
No, I meant she's stronger when she's hangover.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I suppose if that's the case, you probably would want to get rid of it. Yeah.
Well, now that that's out of the way, she jumps up on top of like a cupboard, curls up into a bit like a ball, and kind of just goes to sleep on it.
So Kenneth is sort of, you're not going to steal anything during the night, are you?
Meow.
Alright. The doors to the in-room lock, right?
Yeah.
Candice, do the windows open, but wide enough for her to get out?
They're wide enough that a person probably could get out.
Okay. Sort of looks towards the others like, well, given the sort of being from the outside, but also just nods up until the cupboard, why do I get anything nicked during the night? Mind if I take a couple of precautions?
Yeah.
Candice would lock the door, put the key in a block of ice, put a little bit of ice in the lock itself, not enough that it would obviously break the lock, but just enough that nobody ought to pick it. And then do the same to any sort of fastening on the window, so the window couldn't be opened without breaking the glass, which would of course be very noisy. Sort of, well, that should keep us safe at least. She puts the small block of ice with the key inside it just on the floor next to her bed and sort of just settles down and gets out her book and starts doing her usual notes.
Well, as the night passes, in the morning, the sun kind of rises, and you notice that there is a large commotion.
Outside.
Yeah.
Is she still asleep on top of the cupboard?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she look like she's gathered anything during the night?
No, but there is scratch marks on the wall next to her.
Okay. Candace will undo all the ice then and sort of open the window and lean out and see what she can see.
There seem to be people running about a lot.
Sort of cools down. What's happened?
Someone tried to assassinate the good doctor.
Is he okay?
Yes, but apparently a crossbow bolt was shot in through his window throughout the night, barely missing him.
A bolt. She looks at Aelin sort of, we need to get there now.
Yes.
Sort of wakes up Ari. For lack of any other way to wake up the child without getting scratched, she just scratched her behind the ears and sort of, like, hurriedly, but see if that wakes her up.
Yeah.
We need to get going.
Yeah?
Something's gone wrong. Someone tried to kill the doctor last night, and we think you know who did it.
Oh well. She kind of stretches out and then kind of jumps down.
You can come with us if you want, but I understand if you prefer to stay. Prefer to leave her.
Oh well. She kind of grabs a hold of the top of the window
Mm-hmm.
and just flings herself kind of vaulting up onto up of the roof.
Fair enough. Candace will unlock the door and sort of, I guess, everyone will be gathering their things and heading down to the cathedral then.
Yes.
You make your way towards the cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
As you do this, you get this kind of sensation that there is a lot more people out and about than yesterday.
Okay. Is there like a huge crowd around the cathedral?
Yes.
Is the doctor inside, or like, well, can we see him or can we not see him?
No, he's probably inside.
Okay. I guess we'd have to push our way through to get there then. Or use Ari as a ram to just make everybody
Ari
move.
approaches the crowd parts like the sea.
I guess we'd use that then.
People nice here, move out of our way. We like them.
Candace doesn't say anything, but just glances towards Alair and tries to. She's learned better than to say anything, given how strong Ari's hearing is.
You make your way inside the cathedral, and you can see the doctor kind of talking to some of the other priests.
We came as soon as we heard.
Ah, yes, sir. Well, it would seem that someone is trying to silence me.
Do you have the bolt?
Yes, I do.
Let me see. It might be the same as the one we saw before.
He holds it out. And the bolt isn't made of like wood or metal.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, it's made out of ice.
Wow, that means it must be this Boreas person you're looking for.
That does indeed seem to be the case.
Let me have a look. Does Candace see like a little container like on the other bolts for holding liquid?
No, not on this one.
Okay. Is the point just shot? Is the whole thing just ice?
Yes.
The whole thing. Okay. Would Candace be able to trace this in any way, like detect magic to then see if she can match the specific form of attunement to someone outside or anything like that?
You can use detect magic, yes.
Okay, I'll do that then. That would be. Let me see. I'm just trying to remember. Is it just a D12 perception plus magic?
Yes.
Oh, this will be fun. Yeah.
Great success. You... Okay,
Yeah.
you scan the bolt.
Mm-hmm.
And the magical trace on it is identical to your own.
What? Candace casts her senses out and see if she can sense anything else. Like, whilst still holding onto the detect magic, she just casts it out as wide as she can.
There are traces of magic that is uncannily familiar.
Where?
The bolt feels like it was created by the same magic that creates the trifolium leaves. So close. The same type of ice.
Is something the matter?
The bolt shatters in Candace's hand.
You have a burst of ice-spected magic, and your spell slot is increased by 1 tier.
Yeah. This is gonna be one. She looks at the guy and sort of. I know I'm probably just a little too much of a child to say this. This is going to be such a blood terrible family reunion.
Huh?
It's someone with a Schnechter line.
It seems that you figured something out.
Yes.
Let's discuss this more in private. He kind of, if you don't mind, and
Yeah.
kind of
She
pointing
would
at the
have.
other priest, kind of
Yeah.
to as he kind of heads back to up the stairs.
She would have whispered the first part quietly to Aelis, or any Aelis would have heard then. Just to specify that.
As you enter his room, Flavia just about kind of sneaks in the door before he closes it.
Candace sort of glances at her and sees if she's still nicked anything.
No, she hasn't.
Okay, good. Is the window like broken or open or boarded up or what?
There's only a like stained glass window in the room.
Wasn't that where the bolt came through though?
What?
Like the bolt came through his
Yes,
room.
the bolt
Right?
came through that.
Yeah. So it's like, is it fixed or?
No, it was like a perfect hole.
Oh, okay.
There is like a small hole in the window, specifically in the place of um, the left eye of the kind of maiden on the stained glass.
Is that Angelica or is that...
A simulacrum.
Okay. Candice goes over to it and sort of... Can this be repaired?
Yes. It will not take long with magic.
Alright.
What's going on?
Candice sort of casts detect magic again, just to make sure there's nothing in here.
You don't sense anything else.
The person who made this board is someone of the Schnechter line. My line.
But that line died out years ago.
I'm at Boreas at the end of my pilgrimage. I'm living proof it's still here, and if I'm still here, then they might be too. My parents, whoever they might be, they're not my parents. They abandoned me in the bloody archive, of course. Of course they don't care. But that's neither here nor there. Point is that I know this magic, and I am not looking forward to seeing what else I find out. Candice is in a corner, like that's out of line of sight of the stained glass, like so there's no chance of it, like she's just keeping away from that as she says this. There's small ice crystals dancing around the fingers, around her hands. Just, it's not a tell that Ayla would have noticed before, but it's something that happens when she's frustrated.
Flavia kind of digs in. Oh well, that just means we know who it potentially is, right? Can we track them now?
Problem, as he said, the line died out. To put in public knowledge at least. And hang on, would there be a Schnechter family tree in the archive?
To some
Even an
extent.
incomplete one.
It goes up to the generation before yours.
So Candice's parents would be in there potentially, but not
No
Candice
idea,
herself.
but someone of those ages are in there.
All right, she'll reach up and yoink that out of the archive.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. She starts looking through the family tree. Let's see. This here. Yeah. What does she find looking through all that?
The last member of the family was a widowed mother
Mm-hmm.
who participated at the Battle of the Burning Gates and died.
That's the last person listed in here.
Yes.
Any name listed?
No.
Hmm?
No.
An AO.
Yes.
Okay. No, Schnechter. That's the most recent name on here. Beyond that, yeah, it seems to died out of the Battle of Burning Gate, but... well, it can't have. She puts the book back and just. This is a right mess.
Well, I find it peculiar, though, that I would target.
You're curing their sickness. You're stopping them from achieving their goal. It's not surprising in the slightest, in my opinion. Plus-
Flavia then digs in.
Hmm?
Yeah, but I didn't target Smelly Man.
There's a reason for that, I think. I think they're trying to sway him to their side, even though it's not worked before. She looks at Ari, she's head this and sort of. What were the reasons again?
I can't remember clearly. Something to do with bringing my people. No, I can't remember.
That's fair. You weren't that interested in it anyway, so. Yeah, they,
If you wouldn't mind, sir. And he kind of looks towards Ari. Would you mind me taking a sample of your mana?
Do I have an? I don't have any No, I don't have any of my own that I've not mixed together already.
I mean, you took some yesterday to show him how it was done, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or you took some last night to show,
Oh yeah, I have some from that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use that.
I just say
I have this from last night.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'd like to see if there's anything in particular that could have made you worth recruiting for them.
Well, if you must know, the color of my manor is green.
What does it show on his testing thing is the question. Because I think green is linked to Zephyr.
No, so there's different things here. Is it like comparing a pH scale to the color of the actual liquid?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that the different scales? Like Ari's scale of green is different from the God's Achievement scale of green.
Yes.
So on that scale, it would show up different coloured.
On that scale, he takes a drop of it and kind of puts it together. It's pitch black.
What does that mean?
If you don't mind, I shall take this and see what I can find. Thankfully there are no new patients today, so I should be able to investigate this. And being down in my laboratory should mean that I'm safe from any further assailants.
I wouldn't mind assisting you with this. I am curious to your methods.
As much as I would agree, I believe that you're probably more useful in helping them track down this assailant.
I'd prefer not to get my hands dirty, but very well.
Maybe so. Don't worry, I shall take Alexios with me down for protection.
Good. Well,
Flavia kind of stretches as he walks out of the room, kind of. Well, Are we ready to go on tracking?
I suppose we can try. Candace, did you say we just left the room or left the cathedral or?
He left the room. You're still in the room.
Candace goes to the hole in the window, which I'm assuming is still there.
Yeah.
And looks out. She prepares to make like a shield of ice in front of her if she sees anything. But she looks through the hole and sees what she can see.
You can see just about the rooftop of one of the tall watchtowers at the edge of the town.
It's so far away, but well, I think I know where we need to head next. At least there's a watchtower on the edge of town. The hole seems to come from that direction.
Oh.
You begin to head over towards there, towards the watchtower. As you reach it, there does seem to be like trails of water on the roof.
Huh.
Almost as if some ice had melted.
Candace will cast Detect Magic again, I guess, then?
It's probably the kind of remains of a shattered ice crystal of some sort.
Okay. You don't need to roll perception for the Detect Magic, or?
No, you recognize it enough at this point.
Okay.
What do you do?
Can I do? I was thinking of doing an arcane sight just in case.
Alright.
That's a perception, I guess.
Yes.
It's only a minute, so.
You kind of look and notice. Let me just find where is there it is. Where is Arcane Sight now again?
Underworld.
Well, you kind of look and notice that there is indeed look like there is a trail in the air of magic, kind of from the hole in the cathedral window to where you're currently standing. The person must have been just slightly taller than Candice, probably, from considering the height of from where the original point of the line is.
Nicely taller. I see.
Hmm?
The person must have been slightly taller than you. There's a trail of magic.
The I don't know where they went from here, though.
Yes.
As you're kind of standing there looking, you notice something indeed, kind of. Actually, Flutter kind of goes. I can sense a scent.
Where?
That direction. And she kind of points towards, like, one direction.
Kenna sort of looks what she can see in that direction. Obviously not going to be very helpful, but she
It's
looks anyway.
basically in towards the town.
Alright. I guess we head that way then. Lead the way.
She begins to kind of acrobatically jump from roof to roof.
I guess we climb down and follow her then.
Alright. You just about manage to make your way down. And as you make your way, you see, you run around a corner and kind of roll me a kind of a all three of you roll me a perception.
Okay.
I guess mine. I don't know if mine could be insighted or not, but well.
Candice is the lowest.
God, it is. But it's still high enough.
Yes, but you round the corner and is the one to kind of bump into someone who is also rounding the corner.
Like rounding it the opposite direction from us.
Yes.
Oof. Candice, after she's knocked down, sort of picks herself up and looks at the person who she ran into.
The person is the first thing you notice is that he's carrying an utterly ginormous sword. His hair is white. He has blue eyes. He's wearing armor with a massive golden insignia on the front. And a blue kind of robe underneath.
Just to check, he said that the people who went mad had red eyes.
Yes.
Okay, then that's gonna scare Kenneth for a second, but not for long enough. It's like, sorry.
Pod.
We're trying to find the person who tried to attack the doctor.
Yes, I was doing the same actually.
Yeah. We're following someone who, she looks up the roofs. Has Flavia, stopped to watch, or is she...
No, she's continued.
Okay, but we know which direction we're going, so it's
Yes.
we were told it was, in that direction. If you want to, join us,
Well then. He kind of looks, the direction that it's going towards is kind of zigzaggy between houses and stuff. He kind of senses in the air. I assume your friend is the one jumping from roof to roof.
Yes, that would be the case.
Lowering.
Yeah.
Lowering the degree. Lowering the angle. No one inside. Alright. He takes the sword and kind of pulls it back. Stand aside.
Candace rapidly sort of stays backwards and trips over her feet again.
He kind of slams it into the ground, causing a massive shockwave that basically blows a tunnel throughout every single house in the alleyway all the way forward.
Oh, God.
This way, houses can be repaired later. We need to catch the culprit right now.
Alright. She sort of scrambles up and sort of rushes off to him. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Roderick Oxenchurner.
Ah, that would be he then. I see.
You notice that the blade is a lot thicker than any sword you've seen before. You would guess it's probably weighs as much as like... It probably weighs as much as like probably you would guess a boulder as tall as him, roughly in weight. It's like solid, thick steel.
That's a lot of weight. Is he carrying it in one hand?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Giving Christopher a run for his money then.
Yeah, with a few more brain cells. So I guess we're just going straight in a straight line then.
Yes.
Do we pass just through houses and people just sitting there sort of wondering what's going on?
No, there's no one inside any of the houses that he destroyed.
Okay.
That's why he checked.
Okay, that's fair.
As you kind of reach the end, you're currently like at basically the end of the city, or almost.
Mm-hmm.
As you see, someone in a wearing a kind of white robe.
Is it the same person as we saw before? And was before the
You
white
can't
cloak?
really judge, but it's a white-robed person.
Okay. Are they just standing there doing nothing, or?
They probably were trying to escape and have now been cornered.
Okay. Come on.
Suddenly, a wall of ice appears, covering your line of sight.
Can Candace use her thing to try and remove the ice?
You can try that, yes.
Alright. How do I do that?
Give me a magic roll.
Just D12 plus 9.
Yes. You manage to do so, but as you do, you notice that there seems that you can see two exact looking people behind it, and they both jump off in separate jump slash dash out in different directions.
Can I cast Detect Magic to see if I can tell if one's a fake or are they too far away?
You can, but before you can even do that, Roderick runs after one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Flavia runs after the other.
I trust Flavia's nose, but she looks at the others like, I'm going after Flavia. He's just got the scent. We'll meet up back here if it all goes wrong.
Which way does people take?
He's just gonna stick to the shadows and just amble his way in one direction or the other.
You kind of amble your way and just see where luck takes you.
Yeah. He's not inclined to give chase.
Aelir, what do you do?
Yes. Well, can I have the time to try an arcane sight?
You can try and see what you can see, yeah.
Ugh.
As far as you can tell, it one of them seems to have been an exact copy, down to like the scent and everything,
Hmm.
and you can't tell which one is the correct one.
Yeah. Oh. In a way, she'd be inclined to think that, well, seems that the Oxenstierna probably can hold its own, but I think she would be afraid that he would maybe go too far. So since Candice is already heading with Flavia, I think she would actually head
Okay.
with Roderick.
So, Aelir and Roderick heads to one path, Candice and Flavia heads the other, and Ari is ambling about hoping his luck takes him somewhere. Okay. You both catch up to your target,
Mm-hmm.
both groups. And Aelir and Roderick's side. Your target suddenly bursts into ice and transforms into like a monstrous kind of something similar to an elemental, but a bit stronger, probably. As Roderick takes a fighting stance. Meanwhile, Candace and Flavius,
Hmm?
you manage to corner the person. To think we would meet here. As the person throws off the robe with a I'd advise you to please move.
Not until you tell me what's going on, she says. And why the Schneacter line is involved in this.
Well, how rude of me to not introduce myself, she says, kind of holding a shot of ice in her left hand, kind of pointing towards Candace, and her crossbow directed towards the direction Flavia is in, kind of trying to keep you both at bay. Well, as an older sister, I suppose my manners should come first. Ain't that right, Candace? Suddenly, you get visions of things that are so blurry you can't really make anything out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear a name being called out, specifically directed towards this person, a younger version of this person you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
The name you associate is Maka.
Well, that would make the younger sister then, Maka.
Well, ain't this a reunion?
Care to tell me why you left me to freeze to death?
And the thing is, I'm gonna cut this session short and leave it at there.
I'm going to beat you into the ground. It's we've got an hour left.
Yes, but I don't exactly know what I have.